Would humanity's last two survivors be able to restart the human race after a global catastrophe? Could we start over fresh with just two people? Science says no. It's much more complicated and disturbing than you'd think. But in terms of creating a sustainable, healthy human population, the answer is no. Here's why. Starting with just two individuals would mean their children would have to reproduce with each other. And yes, we know that sounds disturbing, but it's necessary. However, that would be extremely unhealthy. It's called inbreeding. If the Earth was wiped out and only two people survived, could they actually repopulate the planet? Well, yes, in a way they could. To keep the human species going, you need genetic diversity. So that first generation might be okay, but the second generation would likely be too genetically similar, making it impossible to sustain life. At their lowest point in the 1990s, they had only 30 members left in their population. Since then, the population has rebounded somewhat. But they still suffer from the effects of inbreeding, like shorter lifespans and weaker immune systems. Studies show that when close relatives reproduce, harmful genetic mutations can stack up over time, leading to infertility, developmental disorders, and a collapse of the gene pool. But in terms of creating a sustainable, healthy human population, with all the knowledge and social structures needed to survive, the answer is absolutely not. But even that's just a temporary fix. Eventually, the population would become too small again, and those same genetic problems would pop up. You need a mix of skills, knowledge, and social stability that two people can't provide. Even if it were technically possible, it would be a nightmare. And comment below, how many people do you think we'd need to save humanity? We'd need at least about 160 people, scientists say, to avoid these issues. Looking at other animals can help us understand why. Lots of endangered species face these same issues. For example, Florida panthers. In fact, some researchers believe that inbreeding may have contributed to the extinction of other big cats in the Americas. So it's clear that two people couldn't just repopulate the Earth. But humans have made it through low population events in the past. About 75,000 years ago, a volcanic eruption in Indonesia caused the so-called Toba catastrophe. It wiped out most of humanity, leaving an estimated 100 to 1,000 breeding individuals. But even in this scenario, scientists don't think the population dropped below 1,000. The survivors probably lived in small groups. Eventually those groups merged, bringing the total population to several thousand. Even if two people somehow managed to repopulate the Earth, it would take a very long time. One couple can only have so many children in their lifetime. It would likely take centuries just to grow the population to a few hundred. And that's assuming there were no diseases or accidents that wiped them out. So yeah, technically two people could repopulate the Earth. Humans are highly social creatures. Society needs more than just bodies. Plus, the idea of children being forced to reproduce with their siblings or parents raises massive ethical and psychological problems. So there you have it. While the Earth could technically support two people, it wouldn't be the same without the rest of humanity. If you found this video as wild and unsettling as we did, hit like and subscribe for more insane what-if scenarios.